Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and today on the podcast, I'm joined by my producer, Wyld.
Hello, Charlie Cotton.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. I wish I was here on happier circumstances.
Happier circumstances.
It is a new year, though.
It's a new year.
Happy 2025.
Did you have a good New Year's Eve?
I did. I stayed in the house,
Yes.
which is a surprise.
But you're a young man. I'm surprised
I
you
know.
got out and
Normally,
party.
I'd be bent like a shrimp in the streets of Hollywood, but I stayed in the house.
Bent like a shrimp.
Bent, tore up.
Is that an Australian saying? It sounds like I bend a shrimp on the barbie, mate. All right. Today we're going to talk about Ryan Reynolds, interestingly, because he has had more of an impact on this Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thingamajig than we knew before.
Very involved.
He's very involved in it, so we'll discuss that. We'll also talk about Lauren Sanchez, how she spent her New Year's Eve. It was with Jeff Bezos, but it was also with her celebrity crush. Very interesting stuff.
Very hot celebrity crush.
But to begin with, we'll give you some emerging details on the horrible, tragic incident in New Orleans on New Year's Eve. Obviously, this terrorist named Shamsad Din Jabbar killed 15 people, maybe more, injured lots of people. And now we're hearing not only from his brother, but also from his ex-wives. And this guy was going down a dangerous path for a little while.
Yeah, a lot of information. We typically see these things when something horrible like this happens. We get information about these people's background. What we've learned about Jabbar is that essentially both his wife has accused him of abuse in the past. She at one point got a restraining order on him. So we know that there was at least some tension there. His brother has also come out and spoke out and basically has said that Jabbar, for all that we know, essentially was like a Christian, born a Christian. His brother said that, however, at some point he became like radicalized. He made it clear to specify that his brother was practicing Islam, but he was practicing a extremely radical version of Islam. So not trying to critique that religion, just that form.
Yes.
Super radicalized, kind of like insane in a sense. And it just kind of, according to his brother, screwed him up.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up joining ISIS, basically. Well, I mean, over here version of ISIS.
Right, yeah.
He had the ISIS flag on his truck when he plowed down those people. And yeah, it was interesting that he was from a former religion, a different religion up until recently. But then, yeah, his brother says that he spoke to him maybe a few weeks ago.
Yep, just 2 weeks ago was the last time they spoke. Yeah.
And,
he didn't mention the terror attack when they spoke. So this was a shock to the family. Just very, very sad. There were at least 30 different people that were injured in addition to the 15 people that were killed in the attack. But we also have now seen footage and like videos on social media of like the moment of the terrorists racing down the street and nearly like just barely missing people as they're trying to get out of the way. The first video that kind of popped up that went really viral was him like speeding onto Bourbon Street right past a police car, which was weird because he started the attack basically in front of police officers, which if you've ever been to Bourbon Street, they have a really heavy police presence.
Yeah.
Just a very, very scary situation. And the videos are even just more graphic, so just be warned.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we have this conversation nearly every time, but you honestly can't go anywhere without feeling a sense of danger. Like if you're in any crowded space,
absolutely, yeah,
any crowded space, you feel like something might happen, and that is just, God, that's terrible.
I know. We shouldn't live in a world where we probably are like hesitant of going places, but honestly, I'm side-eyeing every major event. Like I got to rethink things now. Like I can't be going to parades. I can't be that lit in the streets. Like,
but yeah,
because this is people go to New Orleans and like get drunk and like have a good time and like get beads, and this tragic thing happens. So very scary.
Very scary stuff. All right, on to our next story. Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively continues to evolve and amaze and entertain.
Yes.
So a few stories emerged over the last couple days. Interestingly, Justin Baldoni is suing the New York Times for $250 million over their Blake Lively story.
Yes, so remember, when the Blake Lively lawsuit came out, the New York Times was the one who published the lawsuit, and they kind of detailed all the alleged sexual harassment on set and all the exchanges. Justin Baldoni is basically now pissed at the New York Times, saying that you guys have helped Blake Lively orchestrate a smear campaign against me.
Yes. So he said that the Times cherry-picked details and altered key communications to deliberately mislead readers. So, I mean, they think that the New York Times was in cahoots with Blake basically telling her side of events and getting the narrative, her narrative out there, while his narrative, no one's out there publishing him until now.
And he's suing for invasion of privacy, promissory fraud, and breach of implied in fact contract over the article. So what that means in normal people language is, how the hell did y'all get my information? So he is one of 10 plaintiffs on this lawsuit, him along with the members of his publicity team.
Yeah.
Those were the people whose text exchanges were included as evidence in Blake Lively's lawsuit. So they're like, how did y'all get our text exchanges?
Do we know how they got the text yet?
We don't, and neither does Justin Baldoni, and now he's suing.
Interesting. And also, Ryan Reynolds is mentioned in in some of this, because it seems like Ryan Reynolds had a pretty big impact on this movie that he wasn't formally involved in.
Not at all. Just her husband.
Just her husband. But Blake proudly said on the press tour that, Ryan would give me notes and changes.
Come in and change.
He'd change this. And
apparently it was cute.
Apparently daily, daily she'd come in and have lines or script change. She said that he changed this whole scene during the press tour, and then the Justin Baldoni and the rest of the crew were like, we didn't know until now that Ryan Reynolds was behind that.
Doing all that.
So clearly that's kind of like a sticking point. But also, did you hear about how Justin and Ryan had it out?
Like an aggressive,
yes,
tiff
over.
Wait, the fat shaming.
Fat shaming.
Yes. So at one point there was accusations that Justin Baldoni basically fat shamed Blake Lively. And then in Justin's lawsuit, he says that Ryan aggressively reprimanded him for allegedly fat shaming Blake.
So what the fat shaming stems to, Justin has a bad back, he says. He said there's a lifting scene in the movie where he lifts up Blake. So he asked her personal trainer, I think, how much does she weigh? And then there was, is it funny? Is it not? I don't know. And
it's kind of funny.
And so somehow that all got back to Ryan Reynolds, who was pissed off.
He came storming in.
Yes, says there's nothing to do with the back. Don't talk about my wife's weight. So clearly, I just...
But kind of a valid concern if you got a bad back.
Yes. Who knows what to believe, but it's just...
I don't know.
It's funny, all these icky details, and Justin's definitely going to sue Blake and her team.
Yeah,
now.
well, Justin also claims that Ryan Reynolds pressured his agent, Justin's agent, to drop him over the summer. He saw Justin's agent at the Dead Proof premiere and was like, you need to drop Justin.
Oh, is that WME? I think it's WME.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Justin alleged that Ryan and Blake were behind his termination at that.
Trying to get him dropped by his agent, which he ultimately was dropped by his agent. But
yeah.
I don't know. A lot of allegations,
man,
each way.
We got so many good court cases coming up this year.
I know.
We got this one.
We got Diddy.
We got Luigi Mangione.
Oh,
it's gonna be a
good year.
It's gonna be
It'll be a good year for law.
It is. Okay, on to our final story. Lauren Sanchez, she rung in the new year in style on board her fiance's mega yacht, $500 million yacht.
Ching.
That is insane. They were in St. Barths. Interesting, a couple of guests that they were with. The first guest who was on board the yacht with them is Lauren's ex-husband, Tony Gonzalez.
Honestly, though, if my wife, we break up and she get with Jeff Bezos, I am now with Jeff Bezos as well. Hey, honey.
I just can't believe Tony's still in the picture on board the
Mr.
yacht.
Amazon. Hell yeah, I'm friends with him too.
Tony Gonzalez, obviously former NFL player, commentator.
Super successful, but
wouldn't Jeff Bezos feel like a certain sort of way standing around Tony Gonzalez?
No, because he's richer.
He's his wallet's
so
fatter,
richer.
But Tony Gonzalez is huge and buff and attractive.
Well, Jeff is kind of buff now.
He's kind
Maybe
of buff.
that's why he's like, I don't care.
So he was with them, but also Leonardo DiCaprio showed up at the New Year's Eve celebrations, and it's funny that he was with them because him and Lauren, well, more from Lauren's side of things, must be said. She's got a crush on the guy.
Huge celebrity crush.
Doesn't make any bones about it.
Mm-mm.
There's previous sort of memeable videos where she's
Like
staring.
fishing over him and
Yes.
kind of glancing at.
And then there was Jeff Bezos posted a photo, like pretending that he wanted to throw Leonardo DiCaprio off a cliff.
I don't know. This is risky business. We talked about this morning. I don't know if I am like most people have celebrity crushes. You and I do. Our girlfriends do. Or your wife, my girlfriend does. But like they don't have access to them.
Yeah.
So like my girlfriend is never going to see Chris Brown. So I ain't gonna worry about it. Lauren Sanchez is with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. But I mean,
I'm too insecure for that.
I don't think Lauren Sanchez is Leo's type. She's aged
Why?
out a little. Just a little. She actually just turned 55.
Oh.
Just turned 55.
Oh, not Leo's
So
type.
she's
She's
30
double
years.
She's nearly double Leo's age limit.
Yeah. So it was just interesting that they were all hanging out together when there's this little sort of like crush thing going on.
Bill Gates was also there,
Bill Gates was there?
which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos were friends. Do all the rich people in the world secretly talk?
I think they might. But they can't be all in the same place at the same time. There needs to be like a designated survivor billionaire.
It's
Like they can't be
not the
together.
government.
Yeah,
If we
yeah.
lose a couple billionaires, we'll all be fine. Kris Jenner was also there, which
Oh wow.
I'm telling you, this was the if you are rich and of a certain age, this was the yacht to be on for New Year's Eve.
I don't even know where St. Bart's is.
I don't know. It's like an island or something.
I think so. We always hear about it. That's where all the rich people go.
I was about to say, that's how you know we ain't got no money because we don't even
sounds
know.
nice.
It sounds fancy, but we are not rich enough to even know where it is.
Yeah.
It's not on the map.
Okay, let's read out some of our comments now
Yes.
on the terrorist attack.
Mhm.
David says, nowhere's safe. Jesse says, everyone find calm and peace. My thoughts and prayers are with the families.
Mm-hmm.
On Justin Baldoni, MM says, I'm so sick of hearing about this Blake and Justin saga. They both sound difficult.
Honestly, agreed. We were talking about this earlier. Like, they both sound a little bit problematic.
They do, but I'm not tired of it yet.
Oh, no, I still want more. Sorry, Eminem.
Yeah, it's because I kind of, Blake's got a bad rep.
Mhm.
Like, I don't really like Blake very much, and maybe that's just my fault but she just doesn't seem like a nice person.
Do you not like her because of the alleged smear campaign that was put out against her, or do you not like her for other reasons?
Whoa, maybe the smear campaign had something to do with it, but yeah, I don't know about it. But I really like Ryan Reynolds, you know what I mean?
Right. I go, for me, it was the plantation wedding.
What plantation rating?
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds got married on a plantation.
Oh, really?
I never forget.
I wouldn't either.
I'm like the racism encyclopedia. Let
I
me tell
would
you,
not-
I keep it all in here.
Diane Hall says, "Oh please, what is Ryan supposed to do? I don't like this Justin guy." Yeah, I mean, if your wife comes home to you and says, "My boss at work basically called me fat,"
Right.
I think it's your obligation as a husband to go and do and say something, regardless of the truth, regardless of if that really happened. You have to stand up for your woman.
I actually agree with that because I'm a street code kind of guy. However, Blake Lively cannot be filing HR complaints against Justin Baldoni for alleged sexual harassment, but then also allowing her husband to come up there and threaten somebody or intimidate somebody in the same way. Also, HR violation.
Right.
Violations all around. Bing, bing, bing.
There should be a documentary or a movie. There should be a movie about
this.
Much better than the real movie.
Because the movie wasn't that great.
No. On the Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez, Monkey Man says Jeff Bezos can do so much better. Lauren Sanchez is all plastic. I mean,
I don't know, Monkey Man.
I don't know either.
I like Lauren Sanchez.
I kind of like her too. I mean, I guess she's not a 25-year-old young,
Right.
but there's something about her and
It's like sexy and she looks like she does things.
I mean, she must do
Gotta
things.
do things. You know what I'm saying?
I would prefer to watch a biopic about Lauren Sanchez than Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, no, she's way more, and she's made him cooler.
Because she was with Tony Gonzalez, as we said. She was with some billionaire after Tony Gonzalez and then dropped him for a billionaire, Jeff.
Billionaire. She needs to hold a master class on how to come up.
And finally, Coach Barry says, is Justin and Blake these two guys on the screen? I don't know how you've written that, Branson. Branson, is Justin and Blake these two guys on the screen? I still don't understand it.
Yeah, we don't really get that one, but next time maybe be a little more clear.
Okay,
It
thank
could
you,
also
Coach
be
Barry, for leaving your
Branson's
comments.
fault.
Though, thank you. And Branson doesn't write down comments accurately sometimes, so maybe it's Branson's fault. Well, thank you for joining me on the pod today, Wyld.
Of course.
And we'll see you guys here tomorrow.